been torn apart. And then if you look at this convention center just beyond the car, you can see the door, or what was a door, kind of an entryway there, completely pushed in. A lot of the windows around here are smashed. We visited a housing block earlier, and almost every single window of every apartment, it's too far behind me, so we can't zoom in, but many of those windows are gone. There's shards of glass on the ground, and a lot of people who were so terrified running out of their homes overnight when they heard these explosions, they didn't have time to put on their shoes or even put on many clothes. So a lot of the injuries that the hospitals are seeing right now, and we've had hundreds of people in various hospitals around the city, people cut themselves on the broken glass. That's probably the most common injury that we're seeing right now. And then I want to show you something that's perhaps even more troubling off in the distance there. You can kind of make it out. It's a smoke plume just beyond those apartment blocks, those buildings. That's where the explosion happened. The fire is still burning right now. They haven't been able to put it out. And there is a bit of a chemical smell in the air. It is not as thick, we're told, as it was during the overnight hours, but it's enough to tickle your throat a little bit and make you wonder what exactly you're breathing in out here. But most people that we see don't have masks. They're not handing them out. Just a couple of police officers and a few emergency personnel have been wearing masks. Everybody else is just walking around in these devastated streets trying to figure out what to do next, John.
Will, it's incredible to think that's about 1.5 miles away from where that blast happened. How have residents there described this explosion? What did they feel at the time?
We interviewed a couple of people actually here in this parking lot. They ran to this parking lot for safety because the house that they were in, they say, collapsed all around them. What happened, first of all, during the overnight hours, they noticed the orange fireball outside of their window. They were asleep in their house, and then shortly after seeing the fireball so bright that it actually woke them up out of bed, then they heard the loud explosion, and then there was another explosion about 30 minutes later, so powerful that their house collapsed around them. Strangers helped carried them out of the debris. They just grabbed a few of their belongings, and they ran to safety. A lot of people ended up, we're told, here. They have now since scattered about to other areas in the city. So a terrifying, sleepless night, and those are the folks who survived without any serious injury. There are a lot of people who had to go to the hospital. We saw a man moaning as he was wheeled in with very severe burns, and another man, one of the men who interrupted us during our live shot, he was on the ground sobbing, saying, "Why did they take her? Why did they take my daughter away? Why would God take my daughter?" We believe his daughter was one of the people killed. Understandably, he and his friends and supporters were very emotional and upset that we were even there, and they certainly showed us, John. It's just a sign of how tense things are here after a very terrifying, long and sleepless night.
So Will, is that essentially the background between that confrontation you had a little earlier today with the security officials and some of the residents there? They were just upset that, international reporters had turned up to cover this?
That's the impression that I got. They were, as soon as they mobbed me during my live shot, and it was civilians, there were police officers in the crowd, but they kept shouting in Chinese, "Delete, delete, erase your video, erase your pictures." And I tried to explain to them I hadn't taken any video or pictures, that I was just talking in just Skype. But of course that was lost in translation. Things got very heated. At one point they were grabbing me, holding on to me, not letting me leave. But we were able to defuse the situation, and after a period of several minutes I was able to walk away. Unhurt, I'm fine. They are the ones who are not okay, and I understand completely what they're going through and why they're angry. We're here trying to tell their stories, trying to show people what has happened, because there are going to be a lot of people here now who need help as a result of this. People who need help rebuilding their lives, people who've lost loved ones, and people who need medical care. And we want to stay here and we want to tell those stories. Difficult time for everybody here, John.
Yeah, a lot of rattled nerves to say the least. Will Ripley and TianJin, we appreciate you being with us. Thanks, Will.
Okay, I want to take you to North Africa now, where images